It is still November 25th, 2018. God, I hope that chill stays. Captain America, the first Avenger, released in the summer just before my first year of college in 2011. I watched it for the first time in, 2014, just before the release of Captain America Winter Soldier, and most recently watched it on November 4th, 2018. There were a few quotes and moments that really stood out to me, and I feel like they're just really good general reminders, if you will, in my term of turmoil and unemployment as I try to figure things out. And it's also just great general life advice. I can do this all day. When Dr. Erskine says, "But a weak man knows the value of strength and knows compassion." Steve telling Peggy, "How come he never runs away from a fight? You start running, they'll never let you stop. You stand up, push back, they can't say no forever, right?" And when Red Skull fights Captain America, he asks him, "What makes you so special?" And Steve replies, "Nothing. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn." Or in my case, Los Angeles, or around there. The first time I watched this movie was in 2014, just before the release of Captain America the Winter Soldier. And around that time, I was in therapy. I was on academic probation, and if I didn't get it together, I was gonna drop out, change majors, switch schools, something like that. And at that time, I was learning how to deal with my depression and anxiety. So these quotes were great. Admittedly, I didn't really think about it that much then when I first watched it, but looking back on everything now, those would have been really great to think about. So Captain America really represents, the ideal hero, the ideal person. He has qualities that everyone wants to have, and one of those qualities is probably his optimism. His desire to do what's right no matter what. His willingness to fight and never give up. And I think his character exemplifies that the most compared to all the other characters. And I feel like that's a really good guide to have when you're feeling a little lost. Because you may not know where you are, you may not know where you want to be, but what you do know is that you just have to do it. And that's why I feel like Steve's quote, "You start running, they'll never let you stop. Stand up, push back." Yeah, my turmoil or grief isn't with a person. It's more just life, really. But you still have to put in work, still have to put in effort in order to do the things that you want to do and to eventually, be happy and things like that, right? Or when Steve is getting one of his checkups, he's approached by Dr. Erskine, and he asks him, why did he try 5 times? Why did he try so hard to enlist in the army? And it's because Steve knows in his heart what's right and what he wants to do, what he needs to do. And I want to find out what that thing is I want to fight for, that thing I want to constantly work for, where I know it's going to suck, I know it's going to be hard, but I am willing to put my time, my effort, my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. And no matter how many times I fail, I just keep going. I don't know what that is yet. Part of me is a little scared that in this time of turmoil, of unemployment, I'm gonna sink pretty low. I'm gonna go back and to my depression and anxiety, and that's a little scary. I don't really know. Before, when I was experiencing it in college, it was because I was comparing myself to my peers, and then shortly after I graduated, I was trying to find out, how to deal with my emotions. I guess I still am. I feel like the quotes I just mentioned are just great general life advice, just general reminders to keep going, don't give up, and a little generic, fine, but it's always good to have those reminders, because sometimes life just beats you down. You can't let it keep beating you down forever, right? I feel like this is just a small thing for me, but when Red Skull tells Steve, "What makes you so special?" and Cap just replies, "Nothing. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn." I feel like that encourages me to share this to the world, the people that I know. Who knows if I do. I remember talking with my therapist before about wanting to turn my depression into something where I could share it with people like this, so that maybe it opens up a dialogue and people can start talking, and mental health, talk about your disorder, depression, anxiety, whatever, doesn't have to be a weird thing. It could just be as easily as talking about how you got a cold the other week. Just because I don't think I have like this spectacular story to say. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not terribly exciting. But I do have a story to share. And some people can relate to it, some people won't. Maybe it's because I can't articulate that well, or I'm really weird in front of a camera, or because I think my voice sounds weird. But it kind of gives me this willingness to share. I'm not that special. I'm just another drop in the pond of people on the internet talking about their feelings and talking about their experiences, be it with mental health or daily experiences, just trying to get through life. But that doesn't mean I don't have a story to tell. Some people will probably be able to relate to it more than others, and that's fine. Everyone has someone they listen to more than others. Everyone, listens to different people. Everyone has different tastes, and that's fine. So hopefully this reaches out to someone, anyone out there who's going through the same thing, whether you're not sure what you want to study in college, or you're in the same boat as me, just not sure what you want to do afterwards. Like you work the job, but now you're not sure if that's what you want to do. But that's okay. We're all just trying to get by. The shield stayed. That's good. Didn't fall over once.